do some Marvel Champions content right now. Because we picked up the new stuff, and we got Green Goblin to play against as well.
Yeah, I don't think we shouldn't. I don't think
we're not opening Green Goblin.
Yeah,
because we don't want to spoil the fight. We want to be surprised by stuff.
And we're still gonna like sleeve it before we play.
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
But we did want to go through and talk about the new stuff that's coming out for this game. So let's open. We'll do Miss Marvel first.
Okay.
Go through this deck.
Marvel Champions is a cooperative living card game. Yeah, we might play them on Christmas Day.
Because we might do some extra content on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Miss Marvel does come with rules.
Sweet rules insert.
An insert here. Let's see if it says anything special. So, first game, take a look at her. It's just got a picture of her. But it's just like play this stuff. It tells you like. It gives you like a brief rundown there. I guess that's nice because these were kind of marketed as like a way for you to just buy one of these and like jump into a game if you like.
This is full deck too, right?
So, yeah. Should you should be able to play it. So see you, Dave. Right.
So. She is what aspect did she come with? Aggression?
Protection.
Protection. I thought he came with the protection. Or is he leadership?
He's leadership.
Okay.
Okay. So, we've got Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan. Recovery 5. That's pretty big. She's only got 10 hit points. Hand size is 6. That's lower than average, but 6 is average. Recovery 5 is pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Teen Spirit action. Discard cards from the top of your deck to discard a Miss Marvel card, then add that card to your hand. So that's pretty good. This is honestly that would make me want to play her with leadership since you can play allies from your discard pile.
So you mill a bunch of allies,
and you mill a bunch of allies, and then you can play them. Then on the other side, she's only got 1 in each stat, which is definitely low. But after you play an attack, thwart, or defense event, exhaust her and return that event to your hand. So her stats are low because you're probably going to be playing cards with her more often than not. So. All right, she comes with Red Dagger, 3 cost ally. Is a champion, 2 attack, 2 thwart, with incidental damage on both. Interrupt when it is defeated. Spend 2 resources of different types. Deal 2 damage to an enemy and return Red Dagger to your hand. Okay, so that's actually pretty good then. You could use him to block, like an attack, and then spend resources, put them back in your hand, and do 2 damage to it.
It's pretty good stats for cost too.
Yeah, I like that. Seems solid. Once again,
this is the extra after Keyforge. Checking out the new Marvel Champion stuff.
Yeah. So we got some big hands over here.
3 big hands.
And
does 4 damage.
Does 4 damage to an enemy. Cost 2. It's a hero action, so you could put that back into your hand with her ability. She's also got Sneak By. Hero action, remove 3 threat from a scheme.
For 2?
For 2.
Okay.
She's got Wiggle Room. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage, draw a card. Okay. So that's actually a pretty good interrupt, right? Free, prevent 3 damage, and draw a card.
That's really good.
And you could use her during the villain's turn, right? And put this back in your hand. Because this is a response after you play an attack, thwart, or defense. So,
Marvel Champions is a cooperative card game. So it's like you play as heroes against a villain. There's a villain deck that has sort of like AI built in. There's a bunch of stuff that happens, and you just try to defeat them before they defeat you. Yeah, it's super fun to play.
Did you ever play Sentinels of the Multiverse?
It's very similar.
I think Sentinels of the Multiverse is a very good analog.
Yeah.
So, all right. So. So she's got a decent suite of actions right here then. That's basically guaranteeing that you've always got something to do with her, I feel like.
Yeah.
So she comes with 3 supports that are all personas. I think one of these other things that she has cares about personas. So
are those her her alter ego things, or what is that meant to be, or is that her friends?
I think these are her friends.
Okay.
This might be her dad. I'm not sure. I never read any of her comic.
Okay.
I think she like debuted after I stopped working in the comic store, so I never really got a chance to read any of her stuff.
Yeah, the new playmat is pretty great. We're loving it.
Amir Khan. He's a 1-cost support and alter ego action. Exhaust him. Place 1 card from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck, then draw 1 card.
Okay, sure.
So that's actually pretty good, right?
Extends your life.
Yeah. It makes it so that you can keep going. Bruno Corelli. Exhaust him. Attach 1 card from your hand face down, and exhaust him. Add up to 3 cards attached here to your hand. So one is an alter ego action, and the other is just a regular.
So you start storing stuff. It's like archiving, right?
Yeah. She's only hand size 5 in hero form. So this lets you use that, so that's not bad. And then Nakia Bahadir, exhaust her, reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1. So that seems really good. She pays for herself more or less instantly, and then any use that you get from her are just gonna extend the value that you got from her in the first place. So Biokinetic Power Suit is an upgrade. You can exhaust the polymer suit and generate a wild resource. So generate any resource there.
So it's like a resource sits on the table for 1.
Yeah. Hero resource.
Great.
Yeah. So she got 1 in alter ego form, then she got 1 in hero form.
That's ideal.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That like makes her this, which is good because I think since a lot of her actions cost stuff to play, I think you're gonna have to you're gonna really want some defense. I'm sorry, some cost reduction. So that you can actually use her ability, because she returns the thing to your hand, so you can either use it to play something else or
play for it.
You're gonna have to pay for it through some other way.
Yeah.
So she's got Embiggen, Hero Interrupt, cost 2. When you play an attack, exhaust it. This is an upgrade, so it sits on the table. Increase the amount of damage that event deals by 2. So that's actually pretty interesting then, because that makes cards like Haymaker or whatever it was. What was it called? Haymaker. There's like the punch that costs 2, does 3 damage or whatever. It's not great, but with this card, this actually makes those a lot
way
better.
Yeah.
And then Shrink, and this says when you play a thwart event, exhaust it and increase the amount of threat that event removes by 2. So once again, this is pretty good, especially with this. Do we know if the Justice cards, do those count as thwarts? The ones that like take stuff off? Because like you could
I'm not sure.
You could pick like one of these to go with. This is really good with the one that's got overkill for minions, right?
Yeah, right.
So this is actually a pretty versatile suite of cards here. I feel like you could probably do well playing her with any of the aspects.
Yeah.
So she would definitely be fun to play. So
all right, let's take a look at the Steve cards. Good old Stevie boy. All right, Steve Rogers. He is 3 recovery.
Yep.
Living Legend. Reduce the cost of the first ally played each round by 1.
That's insane.
Each round. So that's not just by you.
Yeah.
It's just the first ally play.
Yeah.
That's ridiculously good, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Search your deck and discard pile for the Captain America shield upgrade and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So we'll go ahead and grab that and look at that.
Since he gets that.
Captain America's shield. So you start the game with that.
Yeah.
So set up as after you draw your hand, right? So it's not like you have it. So you get your hand, you mulligan, and then you draw the shield.
Right. Well, you can even discard it from your opening hand since it says deck or
and then you
discard
grab
pile.
it.
So yeah.
It would be bad if you're like mulliganing and then draw into it, right?
Yeah, that's the only situation. But if it's in your hand, it's a free mulligan.
Yeah.
You can just get any other card. So
it's restricted. Max 2 restricted cards per player. I don't know if we've seen restricted.
I don't think there's any restricted in the core set, right?
Okay. And then he gets +1 defense and retaliate 1.
Pretty good.
While it's on the table. Flip side, 2/2/2. Very solid. His action is I can do this all day. Discard 1 card from your hand to ready Captain America limit once per round.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Free ready. Well, discard a card to ready once per round.
Yeah. Yeah. Being able to get any of these off twice is pretty good.
It's very versatile.
Because like thwart an attack of 2. It's the Black Panther thing, right? Like Black Panther is usually just doing whatever you need him to do.
Yeah.
And you don't feel bad about it at all. Because
and
he's
got
at least
+1 defense and retaliate 1.
Yeah.
3 defense stacked.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, it's the Spider-Man thing, right? Like 3 defense makes it really hard to take damage.
All right, he comes with Agent 13. She is 3 cost, 2 thwart, 1 attack. Response after Agent 13 enters play, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So that's just solid.
Pretty good.
3 health. Pretty good.
Yeah. Jeez.
2 Fearless Determination hero actions. 0 cost event. Captain America gets +1 thwart until the end of phase. Draw a card.
Oh wow! So yeah, that's really good.
Make his thwart 3.
Yeah, so he goes
cycle.
to thwart 3. And it's until the end of the phase, right? So if you need to
ready him, you're like boom 6.
Yep.
So he gets rip 6 off something. 3 heroic strikes. Hero action costs 3. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using a punchy resource, stun that enemy.
Ooh, that card is good. It's less damage than swinging web kick, but the Stun's is like big. Invaluable.
Yeah. Shield block. 2 of those. 0 cost event. When you would take any amount of damage, exhaust Captain America's shield to prevent all of that damage.
Ah, okay. So this sits in play then, right? And you get the effect regardless.
Yep.
So
that just means like
good.
essentially 1 use per turn.
Yeah.
Of that.
That's real good.
Pretty cool. Shield toss. Hero attack. Hero action attack. Discard X cards from your hand, then return Captain America's shield from play to your hand. Deal 4 damage to X enemies.
Oh wow. That's very good, right?
Discard X cards. Deal 4 damage to X enemies.
Yes.
So each enemy takes 4 for each card you discard.
Right.
That's interesting. And you get Captain America's shield picked up. Also, if it was exhausted for whatever reason, you could play it again.
Yeah.
Readied.
Yeah. That's incredible. It's like, how many times are you in a situation where there's just like a bunch of dorks in play and you're like, how are we going to deal with all these dorks?
Especially 4 damage is a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's just like
big. Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's thematic. I love it.
Yep. All right. So Steve's apartment. Alter ego action. Exhaust it and draw a card and heal 1 damage.
Okay. Sure. All right. Yeah.
That's great.
Fine.
Yep.
Cost 1. Fine.
Captain America's helmet. When Captain America would be defeated, set his hit points to 1 instead, and then discard this card.
Wow. Okay.
So that's just
yeah. That's a get out of jail free card there.
That's pretty good. And we got 2 super soldier serums. Is a 2 cost upgrade resource. Exhaust it to generate a punchy resource.
Okay.
Sure.
Good enough.
2 cost repeatable resource. Does not matter what side he's on either for that. So that's pretty legit.
That's very good.
Yeah.
So
I am super excited to play these now.
Yeah.
So let's look at the new stuff we got from Trot.
Captain America looks real good.
He looks fun.
Okay, so we've got so we've got all these new protection cards, and in my opinion, protection was the aspect that needed it the most. Because we were never excited to play protection after our first couple of playthroughs. I do think protection is better in like a 4-player game. I think it does like all right, but I'd rather people play just like aggression and just like try to burn people down.
Yeah, aggression does a lot of work.
Okay. We've got Nova, 4 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health. Interrupt. When an enemy initiates an attack against you, spend an energy resource to deal 2 damage to that enemy. So that's pretty good. This is like a way to get extra damage out there.
Yeah.
And it's when an enemy initiates the attack. So this is real good.
You like toss cards.
It's real good at burning down the dorky minions.
Yeah, before they do.
Because they go to initiate the attack, you burn it down. I assume that stops the
there are
damage
preset decks in here, and they actually have older, like they come with all the things you need for like neutral stuffs, like energy and genius and strength. So you get extra copies of those. There's like Mockingbird in here. So they're full decks and they're decent looking too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could play just out of a pack with one of these, or you could just customize it with what you got in the base.
I guess it does. So it does come with some stuff that's already in the core set.
Right. Yeah.
But
which I like. I like that because then you're not like this card only exists in your core set.
Yeah.
Which is a classic Fantasy Flight thing.
Yeah. It does tell you to where like the new stuff comes in. So now I will say that this is kind of annoying. There's only 2 copies of this card in here. There's not actual 3 copies.
Is there another one like in the back?
There's 2 copies here. Let's see. Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
And this looks like a card you might want to play 3 of.
So there's only 2 copies of this in there. So, Get Behind Me. It's a 1 cost event. Hero interrupt when a treachery card is revealed from the encounter decks. Cancel its when revealed effects. The villain attacks you instead. So pretty good.
Is that card in the base set?
No, there's the Spider-Man one, Spider Sense.
Okay.
That cancels it. There's only 2. It's not restricted.
Yeah, it's not restricted. Otherwise, you could play 3 of them. The only ones you can only play 1 of are unique cards.
Yeah. You've got Preemptive Strike. Event when a boost card is turned face up while the villain attacks. Cancel all boost icons on that card. Then deal 1 damage to the villain for each boost icon canceled this way. Okay. So that's actually pretty good because some of those more difficult decks have like 3 boost icons and stuff. Big. So like stopping 3 damage and doing 3 damage is pretty good. This is a defense card, so you could put it back in your hand with Miss Marvel.
Okay.
So, that would actually stop a lot of damage, and that actually makes your defending better too, right? Because the big problem with defending is you don't know how much you're actually defending against. A lot of times you're defending for like 3 or something like that. Spider-Man, for instance, really likes to defend for 3, and then so having this goes a long way, I think, because you could stop the extra the stuff. So tackle, 3 cost event. Hero action, stun an enemy. If you pay for this card using Fist, deal 3 damage to that enemy. So this is actually pretty expensive.
That's because that's like the Captain America deal 6, but without the 6 damage.
Yeah,
it's 3 damage instead.
Yeah, it's 3, and you have to use a Fist for that. It does stun the enemy.
Right. But man, that's expensive.
It's pretty expensive. Yeah. This is a tall order to play this card. Power of protection. Okay, so it comes with extra copies of that.
Yep.
And then energy barrier. Actually, is this in the core set? I have no idea.
We didn't play protection enough, I feel like.
Yeah.
To know
for
sure.
This says when you would take any amount of damage, remove 1 reflection counter from here, prevent 1 of that damage, and deal 1 to the enemy. No,
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing that.
There were some I think there were some bad protection cards in the first set, but so this is probably worth it then, right? Because this stops 3 damage and deals 3 damage.
Yeah,
you would play a card that for 2 that said heal 3, deal
3, probably. So. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at the new.
And this doesn't exhaust when you use it either, so
just chills.
Yeah.
All right, we'll look at the new leadership stuff we got with Captain America. We got Falcon.
Oh yeah.
Cost 4. It's a big boy. 2 thwart, 2 attack. After Falcon enters play, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each treachery looked at this way, remove 1 threat from a scheme.
Oh, that's so good.
So you get knowledge.
Yeah, you get to know what's coming, and you get to get threat off.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
We got another copy of Hawkeye, so we know what Hawkeye does.
Okay, yeah.
We got Squirrel Girl.
Okay.
2 cost, 1 thwart, 1 attack. After she enters play, deal damage to each enemy.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
That's a lot of damage. Can be a lot of damage. Wonder Man. 2 cost. I love having 2 cost allies. That's just great. 1 thwart, 3 attack. As an additional cost for Wonder Man to attack, you must discard 1 card from your hand.
Okay, but 3 attack
3
is
attack, 3
pretty
health.
Good.
Pretty good for 2.
And I don't think discarding cards in leadership is necessarily a downside. So yeah. So you got all these extra. Heroes now. I think that just Scalion looks a lot better because I think you're more likely
you're more likely to go wide.
Yeah.
Especially with this here card called Avengers Assemble.
Oh yeah.
Maximum 1 per round. It costs 4.
Oof.
So that's a lot. Ready each Avenger character you control until the end of the phase. Each Avenger character in play gets +1 thwart, +1 attack.
Wow.
I think like almost everything's an Avenger. Captain America's an Avenger.
Miss Marvel is an Inhuman.
Yeah, she's actually probably one of the only non-Avenger heroes we have, if not the only one.
Yeah, I think all the ones in the core set are Avengers.
I believe so. Yeah.
So
we got make the calls.
Okay.
Because that's in the base set.
Yeah.
Strength in numbers.
I wonder if that.
I think that card might be.
I wonder
if
this card's in the base set.
I think it's in the base set.
I got my base set right here. You keep going, and I'll see.
Okay. Strength in numbers. 0 cost event. Exhaust any number of allies you control. Draw 1 card for each ally you exhausted this way.
What?
So
wait. Okay. So you could just if you didn't have a good turn, you could just.
Or you could even play strength in numbers with 4.
Okay, that card is in the core set.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So you can play strength in numbers with your 4 Avenger allies in play. Draw 4 cards and then play Avengers Assemble to ready them all with Mega Pump. So I think this makes that work.
Yes,
I think
I
that's fine.
agree. I agree.
All right, so what else we got? So this is an hour's power of leadership. Quinjet is new. Yeah, Quinjet's definitely new. Oh, after your turn begins, place a time counter on Quinjet. Action: put an Avenger ally from your hand into play with permanent cost equal to or less than the number of time counters on Quinjet. Then discard Quinjet. It's
Aether Vial.
It's Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Except you can't choose not to put a counter on it.
Right.
So if you go too high, then you're just crap.
Is it with the number?
Put an Avenger ally from from your hand into play with printed cost equal to or less than the number of times. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can go high.
Yeah.
That's super good.
Yeah. It's real good.
That's so good.
Yeah. It seems pretty good.
So it does. It can only hit from your hand though.
Yeah. And it has to be Avengers. So
It has to be an Avenger.
So you can't
which
do
like most allies are Avengers.
Well, you can't do Nick Fury.
He's not an Avenger. I guess not.
Yeah, he's
right?
like Shield, I think.
Yeah.
So
That's fair. I still like that card a lot.
yeah, it could be pretty good.
Yeah. I think that is all. We got Avengers Tower. Is that?
I got like some neutral stuff here to talk about.
Okay, sure.
I got Lockjaw, neutral ally, inhuman. You may play Lockjaw from your discard pile during your turn, paying his resource cost. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got 4 health. He's got 2 incidental damage, so he actually takes a lot of damage.
Hmm.
But 4 health means he can take a hit from villains and keep on trucking.
Huh.
So definitely interesting. This is actually probably, I would consider playing him in the leadership decks anyway.
I mean, you have something to play then.
And he combos with Miss Marvel's ability where you like mill yourself anyway. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got Endurance. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. They get +3 hit points.
That's a lot of hit points.
Pretty good. It's
+1.
Real good with She-Hulk. Because your Gamma Slams get bigger.
Does more, yep.
Enhanced Reflexes. Comes into play with 3 counters on it. Exhaust it and remove 1 energy counter from it. Generate an energy resource. So this actually doesn't seem bad with Captain Marvel or Tony, right? Because it has energy on it too. So this is like
there's like some cards I'm playing in those decks that's just like I'm playing them because they have those resources on it.
Yeah,
but they do nothing, but that could be useful.
Yeah, I think this does help. So this is her set. I guess we should have talked about that when we talked about them.
I don't know that we need to even like. I'd rather keep those surprises.
Keep those surprises. Okay,
honest.
Sure, fair enough. All right, we'll leave the obligation and the villains deck a secret for Miss Marvel.
Oh, here's another way to get more allies. If each of your allies has the Avenger trait, increase your ally limit by 1.
Wow.
Exhaust Avengers Tower, reduce the cost of the next Avengers ally you play this phase by 1.
Wow, that's really good. So you could have 5 allies then.
Oh man, the Captain America Avengers deck sounds pretty fun.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's gotta be good.
Mockingbird we've seen. Those we've seen. Honorary Avenger. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait attached to a friendly character. Attached character gets +1 point. Hit point and gains the Avenger trait.
Okay, so does the Avengers ready each Avenger character you control? Okay, so it does not. Yeah, all right. But you could like make Nick Fury an Avenger for that turn.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the other cards. I hope these are unique. Are these unique to each deck? I don't see why they.
These are new in each one. Yeah.
Yeah.
These should be completely new.
To make people buy all of them. Okay. So we got Melee here, 3 cost aggression event. Hero action, deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 3 damage to another enemy. So this does 6 damage and you get to spread it out. So that's actually pretty good.
Okay. I'll talk about the other aggression card. Enraged upgrade, attached to an ally, max 1 per ally. Attached ally gets +2 attack and takes +1 consequential damage after attacks.
Okay.
So that could be pretty big.
Yeah.
On certain guys, it could be really good.
It's good on like Vision, right?
Maria Hill's an Avenger for reals. That's pretty good.
Okay, nice. All right, we got some Justice events here. I got Concussive Blow. And this says hero action, attack, confuse an enemy. That's good. This is good.
Yeah.
Right? Gust 3. Now, if you paid a fist resource, deal 3 damage to that enemy.
Huh.
Okay. So, I think, even though this is very similar to the other one, I think this is better in Justice because this gives you a way to do damage during your Justice turn as opposed to just removing threat, right?
And confusing is big too.
Yeah.
Really big. And then the other Justice card is an upgrade called Followed, attached to a side scheme. Max 1 per scheme. When attached scheme is defeated, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So it's like the Spider-Man card, sort of like when you defeat that enemy, it removes threat from a scheme. But when you defeat a side scheme, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So it's another way for Justice to do damage.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Which is cool.
I think that helps Justice out a lot, right? Because I think Justice was like very medium in the first set. It was like good at not losing the game, and so.
Oh, you can make her an honorary Avenger. Yeah.
I mean, Maria Hill is like one of the better allies anyway, just because she's like
quite great.
Draw cards and do stuff. So, morale boost. Hero action. Choose a hero until the end of the turn. That hero gets +1 thwart, attack, and defense.
Oh,
So that's good with Captain America. That's good with Tony.
Mhm.
Because you get to ready Tony's card. Yeah, so it seems pretty good.
Oh, so this came with protection cards since that.
Yeah.
This was a full
Yeah.
justice deck or a leadership deck. So expert defense, 0 cost event. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +3 defense for that attack.
All right. I think that's fine.
Big D.
Yeah. Downtime. Play under any player's control, max one player. Your alter ego gets +2 recovery.
Okay.
So I think the big thing with this is actually a fist resource, right? So this is like, I feel like this is a good She-Hulk card.
Yeah.
Because She-Hulk goes from 5 recovery to 7 recovery. So I think like having like these attachments are just kind of like not bad to have in your deck, because you could like just hand it off to somebody else in a multiplayer game. So yeah.
So this is the science resource version of that lightning event. So it looks like we're gonna get more of these type resource generating. So cost 2, comes into play with 3 mental counters. You exhaust it as a hero resource. Remove a mental counter from it and to generate a science resource.
Okay. Yeah.
Just solid.
Yeah, it's just solid. It's like for the decks who want to go all in on those. That's just like a decent thing. I don't think they're outstanding on their own, but having options for your deck to make them better at the thing that you're trying to do helps.
Yep.
A lot of them. So yeah, that's good stuff. It's good, solid stuff.
Excited.
Yeah. I think your deck options now are like definitely,
because now I think you can like build. I want to build leadership Avengers now, and you could do a different type of because like Maria Hill not being an Avenger. If you want to play, you might not play Maria Hill now, because if you want to play the Avengers Tower and she throws your numbers off, you don't have an extra ally limit. I don't know. Yeah. She may be good enough to play anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, right?
Especially because you can like suicide her most of the time.
Right. That was the big thing about her, because you could play her, draw your card, she could defend, she could take a hit. Like you don't care. So, but Squirrel Girl seems really good. She seemed really good for the Ultron fight, because the Ultron fights
just like kill your robots.
So, yeah, this is good stuff.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. So we'll probably be back on. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the actual Marvel stuff is probably we're gonna do that on Wednesday at some point. We'll come up with a full game plan for Wednesday at some sooner or later. So.
Yeah. We're gonna be streaming. And probably in our Santa hats. That's all you really need to know.
And the sweaty Santa hats.
Super sweaty. We can just open this door. Be freezing to death. All right. Well,
just sweat pouring off my head.
Yeah. That is our stream for the night. I'm 0 under ally limit, then play Marie Hill as a 5th ally. I guess you.
I think you have to choose an ally to explode.
I would think so, because I think as soon as you play Maria Hill, you're not meeting that criteria anymore.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have that +1 ally limit.
Yeah.
Because it's while all your allies are Avengers. Yeah, only Santa hats.
Only Santa hats. Yeah.
We're gonna be. We will not be doing that stream on Twitch.tv. Different streaming service.
You want to pay?
Yeah. Sub only stream. Santa hats. Only Santa hats. Okay.
That's it. We're done.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. About time. Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Everyone have a great night.
Yeah.
We'll see you for more Keyforge tomorrow. Goodbye.
Later.